Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my August wrap-up and September TBR briefly at the end because it's kind of hazy what I'm going to be reading in September. But I think I read like 10 books in August, which was really good considering I've been so busy, and I'm actually filming this early. It is only the 27th, but as many of you are probably tired of hearing by now, I will be at school by the time you watch this, so I wanted to have it pre-done and pre-recorded and stuff. So yeah, that's why we're looking like this. But yeah, so I'm just going to get straight into the wrap-up. The first book that I read this month was The Titan's Curse by AYearAThon. I read this for our middle grade theme for AYearAThon, which if you are not a part of, I will link it down in the description. I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. It is definitely my favorite of the 3 so far, and I'm kind of excited to read the next 2, but I'm not sure if I'll read the companion. I don't remember what that's called, but the Son of Neptune books. But yeah. Then, because I was still feeling slumpy, I needed something contemporary but a quick read to get me out of my quickly forming slump, and I picked up The Vincent Boys by Abby Glines, which I read in like a day. It was so good. And then I read The Vincent Brothers, also by Abby Glines, which I also gave 5 out of 5 stars. But since this is like a companion, I will only talk about this one. This is about a guy named Bo and a girl named Ash and their cousin, Bo's cousin Sawyer, who is Ash's boyfriend. And so it's kind of like a love triangle, and it's just a cute contemporary, and there are problems and there are twists, and there was one aspect of the story that kind of bothered me, and if you've read it then you would know like how the end came to be, but it does happen, so I'm not gonna act like it doesn't and dock this book a star just because I know what happens even though I don't like it. So yeah, and then I'm not going to tell you what happens with this one because then you'll know the outcome of this one. But yeah, they're both really good and both very quick reads. So if you're feeling slumpy, I recommend Abby Glines. Then I read my favorite book of this month, and probably going to be in like the top 3 favorite books of this year, and that was The Messenger of Fear by Michael Grant. I received a copy of this book at BEA, and so I got it signed. Yeah, got it signed. And I actually ended up doing an author interview with him, which I will link down below, and he is so funny and just so much fun. Just go read it if you haven't, especially if you've read his books. He just has an awesome sense of humor, especially about like YA dystopian books. So this is kind of like a thriller but self-discovery and mystery, and people like do things that they don't want to do, and if I had to explain it, I would say it is so much like the movies Saw. And if you know me, like if you follow me on Twitter, you know I love those movies. I've seen them countless times. So it is about a guy named Messenger who is the messenger of fear, and it is his job to bring justice to the people that have not had justice properly served to them. So they've done bad things and they've kind of just gotten away with it. So they have the option of playing a game or dealing with the consequence, and neither is a good option. And yeah, so this girl Mara kind of wakes up and she's not sure why she's there, and yeah, so it's just kind of her developing through the story, and she's kind of like the prodigy or the apprentice or something, whatever. Yeah, so I will link it down below. I will also be doing a review for this on my blog closer to when it comes out, the 23rd of September, so look out for my review then. But it is so good. I so recommend you guys pre-order it. Just so good. Then I read The James Miracle by Jason F. Wright, which is another book that I got at BEA, and this one I gave 2 out of 5 stars. It was not my book, and it's less than 100 pages. I felt like there wasn't enough story, and it's about a couple that, from what I remember, falls in love very quickly. Like, they're on a subway, and so they have a child, and when he's about 10 years old, this child gets in an accident, and he's like in a coma. So it's kind of all about their relationship, but you're watching it fall apart. Like, neither of them are really trying. So there wasn't really a point to me reading it because I'm like, this is gonna go nowhere, like nothing. So it took me, I think, 2 days to read this book just because I could not get into it. I just didn't want to read it. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, you guys do your own thing. Then I read Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. I've owned this book for a while, but it was listening to my friend Ashley from Ashley's Got Book Excitement, who I will link down below, talk about it in her wrap-up, I think. It was a wrap-up or like a Friday Reads or something. And I hadn't known what it was about. I'd had kind of a brief idea. But yeah, listening to her talk about it motivated me to pick it up. I thought it was okay. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going to be doing a full review on this, so look out for that. There were some things I thought could have been better dealt with, and some things that I didn't think were necessary. So it's kind of like a take and give kind of thing. But yeah, overall I thought it was good, and it was short. So a quick read. Didn't even talk about what it was about. This is about a girl named Melinda, and she is starting freshman year of high school, which is already hard enough. So she is going into it with everybody hating her because there was a party in the summer and she ended up calling the cops. And she was at this party and everybody assumed she's just no fun and she wanted to get them all in trouble. Like, people had gotten arrested, so they all hate her. And there ends up being like a bigger secret that she's been keeping. So yeah, this whole book is kind of her growing as a character and coming to terms with what had happened and realizing none of it was her fault, and yeah, hair. So I thought it was good, and yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. And then, after a long-awaited battle of sorts of picking other books instead of this one, I read Legend by Marie Lu. I was reading this with Ke-sha, who I'm sure all of you know, but I will link her down below. I read it before she did. I don't even think she's finished it yet. We were supposed to finish it by today, because I'm leaving tomorrow, so I finished it. But yeah, so I'm sure you all know what this is about. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was kind of slow going at the beginning for me, and I didn't even read the synopsis, but I could guess where the story was going to go. So yeah, it took about 150 pages to get me into it, but then once I got into it, I could not stop reading it. So then I also read Life After Legend, which is like the novella, like 0.5, that is half told from Day's perspective and half told from June's. I'm kind of mixed about it. It didn't help the story in my opinion, and it also didn't hurt it. So it's not that big of a deal if you read it or you don't. But yeah, I can't wait to pick up the sequel. And then, you guys are gonna laugh at me for this one if you know me, and I don't even have the dust jacket for it, so just bear with me. I read TheOne by Ke-sha because I've been putting this off since like May when it came out, and as many of you know, I did not like the one of the selection, the Elite or the Selection. I think I gave the Elite like 2 stars. I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars. I also read it at like 5 a.m. That's when I finished it. So I'm gonna kind of blame that, but I don't know. It just kind of like got me giddy and excited, and I had to like reread parts because I couldn't believe what was going on. It was crazy. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do a review for this, if not a total series review, because I've never done it. But there are a lot of things I could say about the other books, and none of them really good things. So yeah, I read TheOne. And then the last book I've technically read in August was Rumble by Ellen Hopkins. I finished this like 20 minutes ago. It's like 9 o'clock, 8:30, whatever at night, and I was waiting to finish this before I could film it. So yeah, I leave in like 10 something hours. But yeah, so this was one of my most anticipated books of 2014, and Simon & Schuster was gracious enough to send me a copy, and I did not like this book. Ellen Hopkins is one of my favorite authors, and I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. It is written in verse, as you can tell, so you'd think it would be a quick read, and it took me so long to get through this book. The longest it's ever taken me to get through a book written in verse. I don't know. My review for it should be up by now, so I will link that down below as well. But yeah, I found it as preachy and annoying, and I had no idea what it was about, but it's very about God and belief and faith and stuff, and I had no idea. So that was kind of disappointing. I was looking for something kind of rough and gritty and dark contemporary, and I didn't get it. So yeah, very disappointed. But check out my review just in case maybe it's something you're into. So then we get on to my TBR. I will try to make this brief because I'm flying to my school, which means I can take 2 suitcases. I have a lot of clothes and a lot of school supplies, so that means I can bring 4 books. I had a Kobo, but now I have an iPad, so I have some Kindle books. So for the September's theme of #AYearAthon, it is new adult, and I'm very excited because I can read new adult so quickly, as said Abby Glines, if that counts, because they're kind of in high school. But yeah, so I will read Wait For You by Jaylyn, because I think that is the group read we're doing, where last month we did The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland and A Ship of Her Own Making, and I DNF'd it. So didn't even talk about it in this video. But yeah, so then I'm bringing Struck by Lightning, Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I will read that because I want to have that reviewed before it comes out. Twisted Perfection by Abby Glines I'm also bringing in my purse to read at the airport and on the plane, as well as Asylum by I can't remember who. So yeah, but September is also my birthday month. My birthday is on the 15th. So yeah, I'm sure my friends are going to send me some books, and I'll just redirect the address to have them sent to my school so I can have books in my dorm with me so I won't feel so empty-hearted. But yeah. So that is my wrap-up and my TBR. Make sure you let me know what you read in August, what you're reading for September, and if you've read any of the books I talked about, let me know what you thought of them down below. I hope you guys are having a great day, and if you want to know if I finished anything else for August, I will link my Goodreads as well down in the description. It is always linked down there. But yeah, I had to film, edit, and upload this, schedule it to be uploaded early, because who knows what's going to happen while I'm away, because I'm already having upload problems for my laptop. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having a great day and had a great month in August, and I will talk to you tomorrow with a book haul. Bye.